See, Rick Ross had a problem. His name wasn't Rick Ross. He was using the name of a famous kingpin named Freeway Rick Ross. Why? Because, well, Freeway was serving life in prison. He not getting out. It's like, stupid, he got out. So they told the rapper Rick Ross, who we're now going to call Rose. Rose, he said, yeah. They said, he out. He said, who out? They said, Rick Ross. He said, Rick Ross. Oh, but Rose wasn't really having no problems until he started going on interviews. And people were saying, bro, you took your whole identity. He said, no, you not understand it. My name used to be Big Bar. Somebody mispronounced it and said Rick Ross.
No.
So that's me.
No. We're not doing that shit right there. Yeah, thank you. That same face. Thank you.
So it says here that Freeway Rick Ross wanted to have a conversation with you while he was in jail and you just didn't show up. He said, what? His assistant said, Rose. He said, Rose. He said, I'm in an interview. What you need? Rick Ross suing you. Here the paper. Sorry, sir. Ah, yes. It was time to go to court. You see, Rick Ross was suing the other Rick Ross because his name is Rick Ross. But not only that, this Rick Ross claims that his whole identity was stolen. Peep the beard. Peep the bald hair. The selling stuff that Rick Ross always says he does in his song. Now, listen closely. He decides to sue Def Jam because they were Rick Ross's label. They said, how much you want? He said, 10 million. They said, 10? Jay-Z now gets involved in the lawsuit because he was the president of Def Jam at the time. So they gather up a bunch of lawyers. So they go to court. Freeway Rick Ross was like, are you watching the TikToker's video? The judge said, Rose. And here's where things start to get wicked. Secrets start getting spilled. Rose says, Your Honor. Judge says, are you a kingpin? A boss, if you will. Rose said, no. The crowd goes, Judge said, the crowd goes silent. He goes, so what were you before you were a rapper? Rose goes, a corrections officer. The judge goes, you can't make this up. Freeway Rick Ross, he said, yeah, where do I get my check? The judge said, write this down. I still, zip code, lost. Rick Ross said, I still. What? Judge said, yeah, I'm gonna go with Officer Rose on this one. See, in the judge's words, this is actually more difficult than it seems. It falls under fair use and freedom of speech.
What?
How much did Freeway Rick Ross really help this Rick Ross as a rapper? You know him as Rick Ross, the rapper. Essentially, if you opened a store called Beyonce in a town where no one knew who Beyonce was, how much did Beyonce really help? I don't know. Literally what the court said, we don't know. But this is my best guess, said the judge. So Rose, that's not my name. You heard the course. My name, Rick. Oh. New Rick goes on an interview. He says, yeah, I did win. He was just a little desperate. Freeway Rick says, I was desperate. I just got out of jail. All right, well, you also a snitch. Yeah, while they was calling me a corrections officer, I seen the paperwork. You a snitch. You go, I am a snitch. What? I'm a tattletale. While I was selling $1 million a day worth of, let's just say I worked with some officers that were doing things they shouldn't have been doing. They said, you want to tattle on them? And I said, my pleasure. Rick said, why don't you just be Rick Ross over there and I'll be Rick Ross over here?